Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Superior versus oGsTop here in the Delta Quadrant. Here we have Superior spawning at the 4.5 or 5 o'clock position as the purple Protoss player. Meanwhile, over here at the 2 o'clock position, we have oGsTop spawning as the red Terran player. Now, this is one of those maps that were introduced after the beta, and I really like this map just because of the number of expansions on this map and how it really plays towards a really strong macro play. There is a natural expansion over here on a low ground that's more of an island expansion, but it's blocked by destructible rocks. There is also another expansion at your front door, and then another one over here at this high yield location that is on the low ground as well. What's important to know about these high yield mineral locations is this is the only map that I know of that actually has 4 high yield mineral locations. That is also a 1v1 map, so very, very easy to just really macro up and try to play a very, very strong economy game. Superior spawning as the purple Protoss player over here should be throwing down a gateway in just a moment, and then trying to train up a... Oh, this is an 11 gateway as opposed to a 12 gateway, so that gateway is a little bit earlier. Back over here, we do see oGsTop putting down a refinery before a barracks. This is a common build order that I've seen oGsTop use recently when he tries to go for marauders. And also, an early refinery can also indicate an early type of Reaper harassment, and Reapers are decently strong on this map, depending on the starting location of your opponent. If, for instance, Superior spawned in this location, then his destructible rocks would be over here, and it is very, very easy for oGsTop to use Reapers to get onto this high ground and then deny this natural expansion that Superior may be trying to set up. Back over here, we do see a gateway now finishing, and we should be seeing a cybernetics core. So it's a cybernetics core before a pylon. So really, Superior really suspecting that there may be some sort of a Reaper harass, deciding to get a cybernetics core before the pylon. And we should also be seeing some sort of pylon, and there's a pylon over here. So Superior hiding a pylon over here all the way across the map. oGsTop does know about it, but not 100% sure why that pylon is all the way across the map. Reapers or Marauders will be able to get to it in a very, very quick time. Now we do see that the supply depot coming in, and with that supply depot, it does indicate that it is going to be Marauders being put down, as Reapers only cost 1 food, and there's no real reason to get that earlier supply depot. Anyways, back over here, we do see SCV still moving around, still trying to scout out, as a Stalker now being warped in, and the Warp Gate research now being the Warp Gate research now starting as well. The Warp Gate research taking 140 units of time. Will take quite some time. One probe now moving out and quickly getting taken down by a Marauder. That Marauder getting a couple quick shots there. And now it looks as though an SCV still wandering around trying to figure out if there's any sort of proxy gateway or any sort of void rays. Really what happens here is a lot of times void rays are being placed down by a Protoss player, and then because the Protoss or the Terran player does not know to actively scan that location or go to that location, does not suspect void rays, and Marauders are really, really easily destroyed. But however, we do see the build and the base of oGsTop, and there is a Reaper now being trained. So a Reaper now being trained, so it is not going to be pure Marauders. 2 Stalkers now over here on this low ground, and against the 2 Stalkers or 2 Marauders over here. So Marauders versus Stalkers. I really want to see Superior perhaps go for a Void Ray play, as opposed to just constantly producing more and more gateways. This is not going to work. A 4-gate push and will not be able to work, especially as we have a factory coming in. So as long as oGsTop does not get a 3rd Rax, he may be able to really just rush and push with superior numbers in Stalkers as they just suicide into that position here. However, we do have 1 Reaper now coming in, taking down this pylon. Pylon will quickly be taken down as this D8 charge from this Reaper attacks very, very quickly, 1.8 per round of attack. Even faster than a Hellion's attack, so that pylon will go down in a hurry. There it goes, down, boom. Back over here, we do see oGsTop with a center Zelnaga watchtower. This watchtower is positioned right in the center of the map, so it is very, very crucial. However, there are also some low ground locations here, and very interesting, there is also another pylon being placed here, so we may see some units being warped in. And I would have suspected that the pylon may have actually been warped in down over here to try to get a little bit more ground coverage. Now outmoves some of these Stalkers as a 2nd pylon now being warped in. So we do have 3 Stalkers, and it is going to be a 4-gate push. But this 4-gate push is really going to fail against the 2 bunkers that are now being placed down by oGsTop. oGsTop just playing this absolutely beautifully. Now getting zealots, so superior, but with these bunkers in position, these bunkers and marauders will be able to hold off anything that he tries to really throw at him. Stalkers, sentries, now using those guardian shields. The timing on these bunkers are going to be absolutely perfect. Yeah, and superior realizing that he is trying to run uphill against this very, very strong defensive position that oGsTop has. We do see the starport now double training medevacs, but oGsTop currently supply locked, will be able to train up 2 medevacs in just a moment. And this is one of those instances where we definitely needed to see Void Rays. We do see one Reaper now with 3 kills, however getting sniped down by a Stalker. And now because he went for a 4-gate and mass Stalkers and Zealots and Sentries into this position where we see the Terran player going 1 racks with the Tech Lab and 1 racks with the Reactor, it is going to be very, very difficult. oGsTop, known for his single base play off of using starport for medevacs, barracks for marauders, and then barracks for marines. And factory now coming into position as well to create an even tighter choke point. It will be very difficult. Superior taking this time to set up another expansion, and now the second expansion will be very, very important in order to really keep up and get a stronger economy going. As Superior is able to get enough units, perhaps try to get additional. It looks like he's going for the robotics facility. If he is able to get enough immortals and maybe even some colossi in the proper position, then he will be able to take it. But stimmed marauders are able to really focus down a colossus very, very easily. Also, back over here, we do have a starport with double training medevacs. So double training medevacs means that double training Vikings is a very, very easy possibility as well. And double trained Vikings simply destroy. Oh wow, I completely missed that. Okay, my apologies. I completely missed an earlier drop that came in. This one medevac back over here was simply able to destroy and take down so many of these probes, and now the economic advantage is really, really falling behind. Superior was able to transfer a lot of these probes and try to move it over here, and now he canceled this nexus as well, as these marauders and marines are just going to be pushing out. So the high mobility of this marine marauder army now coming in. So we're going to see marauders and marines perhaps try to push on this backdoor location or this mineral patch. As soon as he pushes on this mineral patch, what we're going to see is these sentries and stalkers try to push in on this front door as well. No, he does know that there's an army at his front door, and now, how's this going to work? Are we going to see this medevac do a drop at the same time? This proxy pylon has been taken down, and Superior now definitely in the weeds. Supply locked at this stage in the game. No real way to go. oGsTop, known for this single base play, double training or training marines, marauders, and medevacs off of just 3 production buildings. Absolutely beautiful, using that Terran economy very, very well. And now over here we do see this medevac just continuing to patrol. One probe now moving out, trying to figure out where the majority of that army is. Quickly finds that there is a large group of marines and marauders here, but there was no expansion. Expansion now being upgraded probably to an orbital command in just a moment, or may decide to lift off and land over here, not taking this another expansion that's sitting over here by this destructible rocks. Back over here we do see Superior now trying to utilize these destructible rocks as well, and now as soon as he's able to take down this debris, he will be able to set up a nexus, but I'm not sure it will be in time. Army wise, you can see that Superior has a 2400 versus a 2750. oGsTop also has this medevac in the air that will be able to drop and do a lot of harassment on this nexus. In comes another SCV. SCV quickly realizing that there is not another expansion. He really wants to be able to check all the other expansions across the map as well. One phase prism now moving out though, so Superior may be able to do a backdoor drop into this location, and if he is able to do that, that would be absolutely huge. Back over here, the marauders and marines now coming in to try to take down this nexus. Nexus most likely will get canceled. Stalkers without blink will not be able to shoot down. Oh, medevac down to 48 hit points. And now this phase prism over here may become into that phase prism mode and then try to warp in additional units. SCV is now being transferred to this low ground location with this marine marauder support. There are, however, a decent amount of marines and marauders sitting on this high ground, and they will be able to snipe down units onto this low ground as well. So Superior definitely feeling the pressure of oGsTop, now able to get an economic lead. So economic advantage belongs to top. Army advantage belongs to top, and things are not looking good at all for Superior. Superior may just be trying to run up units into and then suiciding units, hoping to be able to deal more damage before he receives it. Weapons upgrade now being researched as well, so these Marines and these Marauders will be able to deal more damage. We can see this very, very large army here, and it's really going to depend on the sentry use. If Superior is able to use these sentries and perhaps try to block off some of those units, he will be able to deal significant damage. Back over here, SCV is still doing some scouting, so one observer keeping track of this army needs to get a lot of sentries to try to split up this Terran army and then focus down some of those Marines and Marauders. We do see the observer now moving out, as there's one Zealot that was trying to move in, so there was some sort of phase prism action in the back of the base. Oh, we see phase prisms launching over here and doing some harassment. However, Marines and Marauders not moving from their position here. So, a really, really great job. Oh, finally, we do see some Marines and Marauders trying to deal with this harassment. And now the Observer quickly going to catch this, now pull back over here. So we do see Superior doing a great job with this harassment. Is it going to be enough? As Zealots now canceling anything over here. Marauders now fighting back over here. Here come those force fields. And those force fields, will it be enough to really to slay this whole entire fight? Now doing another force field. Some more of those units unable to really get out of position. And now we really see oGsTop losing a lot of units, however. Stalkers continue to try to push in. Marines and Marauders quickly just dealing so much damage. Guardian Shield not able to absorb enough damage from those Marines and these Marauders as these medevacs continue to move out. The medevacs, however, not escorting these units as another stim pack coming in. Superior gonna lose this fight here as this army is now down to 1,100. This army here will simply, very nicely done, using a good force field to block any sort of attack. One Stalker, however, getting a little bit dangerously close. And now medevacs jumping in and being able to pick up that cargo, and now going to come in over here as these Stalkers going to try to come in, and wow, this is just not going to be a good day at all. Marauders dropping into this fight here. One Immortal continuing to try to push back. Sentry was able to get down one force field, but unable to really hold on long enough, and Superior says GG. Really what I really want to see from a Protoss player is against oGsTop. oGsTop has consistently gone for 2 racks into a starport reactor build. As a Protoss player, what you really it's really very difficult. You need to kind of rush into Void Rays a little bit more in order to try to counteract this before this barracks with the reactor gets up. As soon as this barracks with the reactor gets up, that starport will be able to, or those Marines will be able to significantly deal enough damage to that Void Ray before anything really happens. On this map, if for instance Superior was able to abuse these destructible rocks, perhaps position a Void Ray right here, charge up the attack, and then move in with a fully charged prismatic core on a Void Ray, and even Marines, 3 or 4 Marines would not be able to snipe down that Void Ray that easily. And really, I think the problem was inferior scouting coming in from Superior. Superior ran in, or should have tried to just run in with a probe to figure out if the strategy was going to be mass Marauders or perhaps another strategy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between oGsTop and Superior here in the Delta Quadrant.